It's another Mike and Diane State Park adventure. This time we're at Tim's Ford State Park in Winchester, Tennessee. And this place brings back lots of memories because I raised my kids about 15 minutes away and we spent a lot of time at this park. So this is a special place. And we have a cabin reserved and we're just going to relax for a few days and enjoy these wonderful hiking trails and the beautiful lake and some time with family too. And here we are at part of the cabins. Ours is straight down that hill, and then there are a couple of others that way. So we have quite a bit of unloading to do now and get down that hill. So we better get to it. Okay, here's the inside of the cabin, which is really cool the way this is laid out. But we have bedrooms and bathroom to the left. So there's the bathroom and one of the bedrooms with two beds and a door that goes out to a little private deck that looks out over the lake. And then there's the living room on the lower level. And the second bedroom also has a door that goes out onto the main deck. There's the kitchen and dining area over here. So there's seating for 8 people. This cabin sleeps 8 people. So I do not see a dishwasher. Oh well, no dishwasher, it'll be okay. We use a lot of paper plates. And then there's the little TV. Actually, the fireplace is electric, she told us at check-in. And then the seating area and the deck. Which has 2 outdoor tables for seating and a beautiful view of the lake and a little slough down there. So we actually are on a hillside, but it is going to be really nice. It's beautiful, and I hope to spend a lot of my time sitting out here with a cup of coffee or a glass of tea and just enjoying this tranquil, peaceful, beautiful state park. And these days of pretty much everybody being a germaphobe, I brought along my Febreze and disinfectant wipes and Lysol spray, and I've wiped down all the surfaces and sprayed the air and spritzed the fabric so that even though it was clean when we came in, and I have no complaints about that, I just wanted to make sure that it was really clean. Now, I want to show you our closet. I actually think this is pretty cool. Kind of a basic, hang your clothes up on the wall, but it's neat. See, there's nice big closets, plenty of room all across the wall in both bedrooms. So we've pretty much almost got everything inside now, and then it will be time to decide what's for supper. So we will be back later. What do you say when you look at the camera? What you say? Cheese. You gotta say cheese. There you go. If you enjoy seeing deer, this is a great park to come to because it is just covered with deer. I mean, it's 11 o'clock in the morning and they're still out and about. There's probably 4 or 5 that walked across on the other side, and there's one crossing on up ahead, crossing the street. They are just beautiful. They are plenteous here. Here at the visitor center of Tim's Ford, we have, I think you can barely see them. We have some rehab birds here. A couple of owls. This is a great horned owl, and his name is George Dickel. And then, a little farther down, we have a barred owl, and there he is. There's Mr. J.D., formerly known as Jack Daniels, but his nickname is J.D. And these are birds that have been rescued and are in rehab at this point. And then we have a red-tailed hawk whose name is Bella. Hi, Bella. You're a pretty big girl, but you're very pretty, Bella. Let's see if maybe that's better for Bella. She's just chilling out. It's nice and cool today. Now we're on the Storybook Trail. It's a story about Polly Possum. And as you can see, all the way down through there, there's a different page in the book. Isn't that cool for little ones? Well, here we are at the really cool bridge that crosses a little area of the lake here at Tim's Ford State Park. So you can see the beautiful lake and shoreline out that way. And when you cross the bridge, you're right at the campground for the tents and RVs. And then there's another little area of the lake. And then look what we have here. We have Madden and Mata Mike pulling the wagon across the bridge. You see yellow? You like this bridge? You see the water down there? Better catch up to that young man. He's getting ahead. It's been a long time since I've been here hiking, and there are new trails that weren't here before. So I'm about to go on this Lost Creek Overlook trail and see what I can find on this trail. I think it's going to be cool. Check out this old car. I read this story in some of the Tim's Ford information, and this car, when it was rolled down here by accident, was a new car, relatively new car. 2 young boys were playing with it, and apparently they lived up that hill somewhere, and the car got away from them and it rolled down and crashed into the trees. And in those days, I think this was, I don't remember the model, if it was sometime in the 40s maybe, but in those days they didn't have the equipment to be able to pull this car back up. So it was just lost. It was just here forever. This is the first time I've seen it because, as I say, last time I was here, this trail wasn't here. But as we turn around, I'm going back up to the first of 2 suspension bridges on this Overlook Trail. There's a maximum of 6 people at a time, so there are 2 people just starting across it, so I may wait until they get to the other end. Anyway, I'm going to head back up the trail now and go across that suspension bridge. Okay, I'm going on the bridge now that they've taken their pictures and are on the way up the trail. I did not even know these suspension bridges were here until we got here and I was looking at their brochures of all the different trails. Last time I hiked, there were only the paved biking, walking trails. There's part of a slough and runoff ditch here. My goodness, look at all these trees. Isn't this just so peaceful? So beautiful. Let's get on across. I see another couple coming this way, so let me get off before they get here. Here's just a shot of part of the trail that's going uphill now. This is not a bad trail at all. It's called the Overlook Trail. Well, I think I showed that back at the very beginning where there was a sign. Anyway, it's so peaceful out here. Oh, y'all, this is so great. All right, I made it down that slope, but I'm looking around here and seeing all kinds of ferns. I love ferns. They're all over the place. Just look how beautiful. Oh, love it. And there's another bridge coming up. It's not the second suspension bridge. It's just a wooden bridge crossing over a dry creek bed. Look, all the ferns. This is just wonderful. And then right ahead is a slough from the lake with a path that goes down to the water. And this nice little wooden bridge that goes on up that way. Now I'm on the Clifton Trail, and one end of it is at the marina. The marina's back there, and then the other end of it ends very close to the cabins that we're in. So here's the trail, and I'm headed out. So this is the other end of the Clifton Trail, and it was a fairly quick little trail from down at the marina up here to the top on the cabin road. Now, there were other trails that crossed over, so I could have made it a much longer, but I just wanted the short version right now because I'm already kind of tired. But it was a nice, pretty walk through the woods. And then I noticed right before I got up here to the clearing, there were about 6 deer that went running along the back of the swimming pool up there. And I'm not sure what that critter is. Is that a large rabbit or groundhog? I'm thinking it might be a groundhog.
Are you talking to me or are you video?
Tim's Ford State Park also has a Jack Nicklaus designed golf course that appears to be quite popular. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Lots of golfers now coming in. They also have a restaurant. I don't believe it's open yet in the season. I'm not sure, but I think it's later in the season when it will open. But it's a beautiful area out here. We're back at the cabin now. The end of a very fun and tiring day. And tonight's menu is going to be pork ribs. I'm going to use, now they've got the grill out there in front of the cabin, you know, just the regular old State Park grill. But I'm going to cook these ribs in the oven. I have my friend Dawn's recipe that I'm going to use. I wish that I had thought to film last night's supper. I made some beautiful, delicious ribeyes for supper, right, honey?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they were great, and I didn't even think to video that, but that was just grilled on the grill out there, and very simple. Now, for these ribs, I have removed the membranes off of the back of each one of these. So I'm going to just toss that away. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of barbecue sauce. I've got Big Bob Gibson's barbecue. I'm going to put some rib rub, Famous Dave's rib rub. And then Don says for a little extra flavor, he likes to use a little Montreal steak seasoning. So, first of all, let me put just a little bit of the barbecue sauce. He says he uses just enough so that the rib rub sticks well. I have my oven preheating to 350. I'm going to cook these for an hour at 350. Then I'm going to reduce the temperature down to 250 and let them stay in for at least another hour, maybe 2 hours. We're going to be having a late supper, but that's okay because we had a big old sandwich for lunch, so neither one of us are actually hungry right now anyway. So there's the barbecue sauce. I'm just going to sprinkle it liberally with the rib rub, and then a little bit of the Montreal steak seasoning. Then I'm going to flip them over. Do the same thing. A little barbecue sauce. Oops, got quite a bit on that one. And then sprinkle some rib rub. And then a little Montreal steak seasoning. Leave this spoon over here. Now I'm just going to wrap them up in this foil. I may not have gotten a large enough piece of foil. I might have to put another piece on top. No, I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to leave them in this baking sheet, on this baking sheet also. So, there, that'll be good. Now I'm going to put this in the 350-degree oven for an hour and then reduce the temperature for an hour to 2 hours. But I'll be back when they're actually ready to eat. Thanks. The pork ribs are out of the oven now, and they look to me like they are cooked away from the bone. I believe they are ready. I cooked them at 350 for an hour and at 250 for an hour. And then I put them back to 350 so I could heat up these leftover roasted potatoes. Last night when I grilled the steaks, I roasted some potatoes for Mike and I roasted some broccoli for me. And I ate the broccoli, but I cooked a lot of potatoes, so he's still got potatoes left to go with the pork, and I've got some canned green beans. So we are about to dive in to this yummy supper. Let me just kind of take this out. Of course, it's very hot. I'm going to move it over here to the plate because I just want to make sure that it is as tender as it looks. Grab a fork here. And since it's hot, I'm just going to use a fork to cut into it a little bit. This is on the end. There's a lot of fat there too. Oh my. Soft as butter. Oh, these are good. Thank you, Dawn, for sharing your recipe with me. Patty and I are going to have you help us do something in the kitchen, in Mama Diane's kitchen, because I know you've got a lot more great recipes. But for now, Mike and I are going to have our late supper and enjoy these ribs. It's Saturday morning. The rain is holding off. It's pretty cloudy, but overcast, but hopefully the clouds are going by without any rain. We'll see. Anyway, I'm about to get on the Marble Plains Trail, which is paved, and it also goes to the Overlook, which I didn't make all the way yesterday on the Lost Creek Overlook Trail. So hopefully I'll get there today. So this is a much easier trail than the one I was on yesterday. First of all, the fact that it's paved and it's not as steep yet. I haven't found any steep places, but also there are lots of little rest benches along the way, which is very helpful, especially since my knees are really talking to me today. I think frequent rest will be good. This is a beautiful little area winding through the trees. I'm hoping I might see some deer on this trail this morning, but I haven't yet. Lots of squirrels. I made it to the Overlook. This is the same Overlook that I would have come to if I had stayed on the natural trail, the Lost Creek Overlook Trail yesterday, but my body just told me that it was probably a good idea for me to turn back while I could still make it back to the beginning of it. And this walk, I will say, is so much easier for old bones like mine. But oh, it's worth seeing. You can see the mountains in the background. And I think that island right over there is probably one of the primitive camping islands, I'm guessing. And it's just so beautiful. This is the Overlook area. This is the trail I came in on, the paved one. And then there's another Marble Plains Loop Trail. That's another 1.2 miles. But this one is enough for me today. I'm going to sit. The sun has come out. Those clouds passed right over, at least for a minute. The sun's out. I'm just going to sit here, relax, and enjoy the view.
Yeah, everybody.
For the video. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Uncle. Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha! And many more! Robot!
You're gonna hear Rico from me a lot, and I like that.
It's time to say goodbye to Tim's Ford State Park until the next time. As you can see, it was established in 1978. I moved here in 1980, so in those early years, I spent a lot of time here, and we loved our visit this time. So hope to be